Hi there, it's Carrie from Stamp with CT. Welcome on into our Facebook Live. I'm trying to remember, this is what, the 8th of October already. Wow. So like I said, this is Carrie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from my craft room in Texas. And it's a really pretty day out today, y'all. Really pretty. So whether you are able to join me live or if you're catching the replay, I want to say hello. I'm so glad you're here. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me today. I've had a busy morning, but I do love setting some time aside that I can craft with you, hopefully inspire you. That is one of my main purposes of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We just love, Dale and I love creating and sharing and hope to inspire you to create and share as well. That's always been one of my goals from the very beginning. But I will wait just a moment to see if some friends can hop in. There's usually some that are able to. Lots of people watch the replay. That's fine too. If you're watching the replay, just be sure to say replay so I know you stopped by. I also appreciate it when you send up a heart, give me a thumbs up. Did you know even the angry face helps me in the algorithm of Facebook? Isn't that hilarious? Just any kind of reaction. When you comment, when you share, all of those things help me. And we've been on a real growth spurt for about the past 6 months as far as gaining followers. And so you guys are just very instrumental in that with your reactions and comments and everything and your viewership. So I appreciate it so much. Same thing over on YouTube. If you're not a subscriber there, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell and a thumbs up as you come in. Okay, we're going to get started today. I have a little bit of a funny story. Those of you that know me know that I'm a little bit silly. A little bit wonky, and that's okay, right? It's good weird. That's what I tell my coworker at work. We're weird, but we're good weird. So I should have been sleeping, but instead I was coming up with card ideas. I think I actually may have drifted off to sleep, and then I thought, I really have not pulled out this beautiful Merry Christmas stamp set, and it is one large stamp that's pretty much the size that it shows on the cover of the case. It made me so happy when I saw this, when we were first able to see new product as a sneak peek as a demonstrator. We get to see about a month ahead, and it was one of the first things that I purchased from the pre-order for this mini catalog, this September through December mini catalog. And then I get it and I haven't really utilized it like I should. So in my sleepy crafting haze, I decided this is what I should use. So in my mind, I was going to have a white card base with a white layer with the white sentiment stamped in cherry cobbler or real red. And then I'll show you this paper. You've seen the full package, all the designs of the Traditions of Christmas, but there are a couple of Traditions of Christmas designer series paper sheets that have some things that coordinate with the dies. So you can actually die cut out these swags or garlands and then bouquets of flowers or groupings of flowers. And Cheryl did that for me. She took 2 or 3 sheets of them and went and die cut out a bunch. And so if you're going to be playing bingo with us, or if you're going to be coming to stamp class this month, you're going to see those used in a project. And we would absolutely love to include you in one or both of those events, by the way. You can go over to the events tab and see how to get involved. We would love to welcome you in. So anyway, she did a bunch. So I've got a whole bag of those pieces cut out. So that was going to be part of the project as well. So I went ahead and I cut the pieces, this white on white, and then I thought maybe it would look better on a cherry cobbler card base. So we're going to make it both ways. And when I get all done, I would love it if you would cast your vote, if you would tell me which one is your favorite. So like I said, we're using the beautiful Merry Christmas stamp set. Nice large font there. We are going to pull in the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. This one has been around, I think, a little bit over a year, and I've gotten so much use out of this embossing folder. It is an amazing folder. I love it. And then we're also going to be pulling in these textured notes dies. And I have not used them in a little while. I'm really hoping that the camera will pick up on the fact that not only do these dies cut, but they emboss around the edges of your cut piece. So it's really cool. And I hadn't pulled them out in a little bit. They're an awesome, awesome workhorse in your craft room, though. I love that they layer and kind of nestle. You can stack the different pieces that you die cut, or you can just use one. And it has that beautiful edging around it. So let me see. I've got them right here where I cut it out. Hopefully that will show up. Maybe not, but trust me, it's beautiful to have that embossed edge there. Just gives it a special touch. So let's go ahead and stamp that Merry Christmas first. I do have cherry cobbler ink, and because this is a photopolymer stamp, I'm going to be using my piercing mat to give it a little bit of cushion. So I could ink my stamp up like this, bringing my stamp to the ink, but I like on a larger stamp like this to bring the ink pad to the stamp. I find that I get better coverage that way. So we'll just kind of turn the ink pad, move across the stamp, make sure it's nice and covered. And this one is stained now because I have been using the cherry cobbler and everything. So it's kind of hard to tell when it's completely inked up, but I think we've done a pretty good job. So I'm doing this upside down on purpose because I really want my Mary closer to the top for the spacing. I'll try not to get my head in the camera and try to get this straight. I cut 3. Y'all have a much better vantage point than I do. Okay, let's try that. I may be up too high. I want to give it a good press, make sure that that ink has time to transfer. Let's see how we did. It's probably a little bit close, and it's a little bit crooked. Yeah, it's a little bit crooked, so let's try that again. And I may have to bring it forward away from the light just a minute so that I can see it well, but we'll get it done. You get the idea. You just want to make sure we've got it inked up good. It's just that the light is really reflecting, making it hard to see. Try that again. What have y'all been up to today? It's really pretty out, but I haven't really been outside though. I did that on the back, y'all. Oh, let's try that again. I wasn't paying attention, and I did it on the back. I think I did pretty well too. I stamped it pretty well. That was my practice. You know, I don't think it's going to show through either because I'm pretty sure I used thick cardstock for this. Just wanting to make sure I get it nice and inked. You know, we always like to inspire you, but I like to make you laugh too. That's something we're good at, Dale and I. See how that does. I know y'all are probably like, just put it down. The light is just so blinding, but I need the light so that the video shows up better. I think we're gonna go with that one. We need 2 of them though. So let's try one more time. We've got this. And if it's not perfect, I can always fix it afterwards, and then you guys will still get the idea. I just want you to really see which one you like better, whether it's on a white card base or a cherry cobbler card base. We'll see. about there. What's funny is Dale needs to push everything further away from him. So he would have it way out here stamping, and I need it close to me. See how that one is. Not too shabby. We're going to go with it, guys. Isn't that a pretty stamp, though? I love that it's so nice and, like, oversized. You definitely get the message with that Merry Christmas, don't you? Okay. And then I think what we'll do is kind of organize our supplies. Got everything cut for the white version. So this is a piece of thick basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And of course, I feel like it's super important to burnish that score line because I like it to lay down really nice. Then we're going to layer over that piece of white that's been embossed, and I think that that will show up a little bit. We will go ahead and grab one of our sentiments, and it's going to be justified up to the top. So not a lot of the embossed layer is going to show, but I still think it's an important step. Now, could you just put this on here? Sure, but I really like having that extra layer. And because that layer is embossed, see if I can get my glue going. I thought I had it down in the holder. Very seldom do I have stopped up glue anymore since I have my wonderful holder that Dale made me. Let me get it unstopped. It is stopped up a little bit. May not have been right down inside that holder. Let's try that. I used to be so bad. Well, let me just grab a different glue. How's that? Let me grab a different one. Oh no, I've got 1,000 bottles of glue in this room. Probably not 1,000, but pretty close. We'll mess with that later. Let me see if this one will get going. This is one from a class, the class bin, so. Oh, I think it's empty, y'all. Crafting with Carrie. Real life crafting with Carrie. Alright, now we're in business. So I am going to put a little more glue than I typically would because of that embossed layer. I'm going to pay attention so that I put it on here properly. Going in the right direction. And then I'm just going to have a very small border on the left and right and a little bit down at the bottom. And like I said, the vast majority of this is going to get covered up, but I'm okay with that. So the embossed layer is 5 1/4 by 4. So let me know if you ever dream up card designs. I kind of have a feeling that some of you will say, oh yes, and I will not be the only one. I just know I'm not the only one. I actually used to keep a little sketchbook beside the bed, and I don't have it there anymore. I don't know what I did with it. But I used to keep that little sketchbook so that if I woke up with an idea, I didn't have to jump up and come to the craft room and make a mock-up in the middle of the night. I've been known to do that too. I could just jot it down right quick. Okay. So now that I've got glue on my thumb, let's go ahead and let me see if I can find some dimensionals that we can add. Those are minis, and I need the regular size. So we will go ahead, and now we've got this swag, or what would you call that? A swag or a garland. I think it looks more like a swag to me. That has been die cut out of the paper. It's lovely too. Just so pretty. And we'll put several dimensionals on it so that it's not sagging anywhere. I think that will be enough. And then I grabbed a wink of Stella, but not a take your pick tool. So we'll just do it the old-fashioned way with our fingernails. But it's much better to use your take your pick tool if you can find it. And doing some cleaning out in the house, in my craft room, and oh my goodness, it needs it so much. This is so pretty. So now we're just going to add this down here, just right underneath the Merry Christmas. It's just barely going to fit completely on our card. It's going to be close. But we do have a little bit of the embossing peeking through. What do y'all think? I think that looks lovely. And then we can pull in these pretty, what are they called? They're the tradition. They're the traditional sparkling sequins. And again, I need my take your pick tool, but I have no idea where it is. Oh, there it is. Dale and I have been doing all kinds of stuff in the craft room, and we don't always clean up when we're done. So, you know, that's just life. So I think what I'll do is just quickly add a couple of our sequins. And I don't know, I started to go with all red, but maybe a mixture would be pretty. Maybe a mixture. Maybe get one of these little guys. I may even want to put 5 on this project. You'll have to let me know what you think. I think it's turning out pretty though. Maybe close to the C. Okay, so that is our first version of this card. Oh, I want to add that little inside piece too, so you'll have to tell me what you think. I think it's pretty. It may not show up great on camera with the embossing, but it does definitely add some interest in the background. Now, even though this is a white card base, I have this little scrap of DSP, and I'm thinking it's going to be long enough. I love using my scraps. Oh yeah, it's going to be just perfect. So we're just going to put a very thin bead of glue down here. And we're going to add that to the inside. I had someone comment about liking the fact that lately we have done some things to the inside of the cards. And I thought that was a nice comment. And to be honest with you, I hadn't realized that we'd been doing that, but that's a good thing, right? So then that way we've got a little bit of the designer series paper, the red side, on the inside too. Okay, we'll set that one aside. Now I'm going to bring in the cherry cobbler card base, and we're just going to repeat the process. We won't have to do the painful stamping part again though. So this time it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 cherry cobbler base. And there's our piece for the front. Let me go ahead and do this inside panel right quick. Again, little strip of scrap DSP, and I want to utilize that. And we've gotten so good about using our scraps, and it really does add a pretty element to the inside of our projects. So I'm going to justify it like to the top or bottom, but I'm going to have a little border on the edges. Let that dry for a second. And then we're going to pop that on down here. I think that's the right size. I think so. So we'll put put just another little bead of glue. And pop that on at the bottom. I'm going to change my mind right quick. I'm going to turn it the other way. And you'll see why in a second when I put it on the card base. Get a little more glue on my fingers there. Okay, so now we can put it inside. While I glue this down, I want to mention that we have an amazing starter kit promotion going on right now with Stampin' Up. So if you have not heard, you can actually get a great deal for just $35. There's a discounted option. So for $35, you get to pick $125 worth of product. And it can be anything that you want. We actually have a online exclusive pre-order going on right now that only demonstrators can order those products right now. You can add those products. See, now I've got a little border at top and bottom. That's why I switched it. Then there's also an option that you pay $99 and you're able to choose $189 worth of product. So you get to decide how you want to do your starter kit. I'm trying to decide which side is the embossed layer. So if you have been a demonstrator in the past and you want to rejoin and take advantage of that to replenish some supplies, great idea. There's no obligation. If you want to remain active, you have a quarterly minimum, but you don't have to do that. And even if you didn't spend anything else, you'd be a demonstrator through April. But you could use your discount and stock up a little bit. Especially this time of year, I'm so excited that it's going on during the holidays because a lot of people, that is the main time that they love to do their paper crafting. And you get to decide if you want to take advantage of the discount or the bonus. But either way, you would be part of our team, Super Inspired Stampers. And I will put the link below in the comments so you can see it and just hop straight over there to join. Isn't that going to be pretty? But let me know if you have any questions. And then we also have a kit sale going on. So it's up to 30% off of kits. And we've got some awesome ones. I went in earlier today and placed my order for a couple of kits. A couple that I wanted were out of stock, but I did wait till the last day. But they'll be back in stock. But getting 30% off kits, that's a nice little deal. Our kits are awesome. And so many of them now are, well, they're all inclusive. All you really need is a paper snips to be able to complete the projects a lot of times. They just have the sentiments are already printed and you just put the cards together if that's the way you like to craft. Or you have the option of choosing the ones where you're able to stamp. So a stamp set and a little ink spot comes with it. I'm trying to decide which way I want to do this one. I think like that. That's looking pretty, y'all. Ooh, I like that one too. Okay, let me grab those embellishments. There they are. And I think we'll do that same thing. We'll just kind of mix and match our embellishments. Put one of the red ones on. In our team, we have such a good team of crafters. We're called the Super Inspired Stampers. And funny note, Dale actually came up with that name all those years ago now. About 11, 12 years ago. Because you have to register your team name with Stampin' Up. And he came up with that name for us. So it stands for Super Inspired Stampers, but the abbreviation is SIS, which is awfully fun too, because we are like a sisterhood. Okay, there is our Cherry Cobbler version. There is our basic white version. And you can vote and let me know which one you like better. But I think I dreamed up a pretty cute card, you guys. I think I did. I'm really happy with that. Okay, let me share with you a couple of pieces of Happy Mail that I have received. Put these little cards aside. And the first one came from my friend. Let me get it where it's opening up properly. This one came from my sweet friend Lisa, and it has lights inside of it. I don't know what I have done to it, but it won't light up, you guys. But is this not absolutely adorable? So thank you, Lisa. I love this card so much. When it does light up, I've just done something to it, but it is still absolutely precious. I love getting Happy Mail, y'all. And then I also have a beautiful card, and I'm trying to remember, Debbie, if you're watching, tell me the name of this fun fold, because it slipped my mind. But this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, with the Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper. Now, this has been available for a couple of years now, and there are so many of us that love purple, and it's absolutely beautiful. I think this is called a puzzle card, but it's so amazing. And so it does stand up to display it, but very sweet message on the inside. But this is a really fun card, the way that it folds out and you've got those pieces, but then it folds together like a puzzle. I'm pretty sure that's a puzzle card. But two wonderful pieces of Happy Mail. So be sure to check my page next Monday, and I will feature those in my Mailbox Monday posts. Those are getting lots of views and comments and likes, and so I love showing off the Happy Mail that I get and showing what amazing crafters you guys are. I love that you get a little spotlight. So Debbie and Lisa, I'll be posting those next Monday, and you guys can be watching so you can see them a little bit closer, but they are both absolutely beautiful. I love getting Happy Mail, and I'm trying to be better about sending Happy Mail too. So my friend Trish always says we make it and we mail it, and that's what we should be doing to really brighten other people's lives. Thanks so much for spending a little bit of time with me. I appreciate you very much, and I will see you again next week. Thank you.